Hey everybody, welcome back to another race analysis. We're back with the Hincapie Spring Series. If you guys watched the previous video, we did the Cat 4-5 race, and today we are riding along with myself. We got a couple teammates in the field. Bryce is straight ahead of me. Jake is a little bit deeper in the field, and we're in the P123 field. We're down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We're doing the course in reverse. It's going to be a great time. Super excited to have you guys here. Real quick, to help out the YouTube algorithm, please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Takes a lot of time, effort, put these videos together. Hope you guys enjoy them while you're either sitting on the couch or sitting on the trainer. Coming into the first corner, the nice fun hairpin. I took that terrible. I didn't even pre-ride the course because I've done this thing so many times, but I definitely should have. 900 watts out the gate. Me and Bryce lined up pretty close to the front. We knew that this race was going to be fast from the get-go, and instead of having to chase, we would rather just put out a couple watts at the beginning of the ride, this first lap, and hopefully sit in. Real quick, let's jump into some race stats. Ride along with myself, Jared. My FTP is 283. That's 3.9 watts per kg. Coming in at 150 pounds. Race age 33. I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm coming off of like a 3-month trainer road build. It was a grind. For the race stats, we've got 1 hour 4 minutes. Distance was 29.8. Average speed 27.8. Normalized 276. Average power 238. Needless to say, this was the hardest race as far as watts on paper that I've ever done. It was the fastest as well, but I enjoyed every minute of this. Was a blast. So for you guys who aren't familiar, we are doing the course in reverse today, and it's really just one big downhill with a couple turns and then just one long uphill. So it's really hard to do a breakaway on this thing, and it's just one of those things you gotta get used to. All right, check up here on the right-hand side. You'll see Bryce. Where are you going? You're hitting the grass. He got a flat, and luckily I was right by him. I could yell at him, and we were pretty close to our team tent. And luckily enough, we had a buddy who let him use his bike, a teammate, and brand new like CAD 13 or CAD 14. I forget what the numbers are, but had a pretty close seat height, and Bryce hopped on that thing and rode it for the rest of the ride. Super clutch, because I definitely needed Bryce's help for a little bit later in this ride. You can see straight ahead of me I got teammate Jake, and now we're starting the second lap, and you can see, even though we started way up in the front, that we've already kind of fallen back a good amount in the group. But my heart rate's feeling good. I'm feeling really fit for this race. You just see the massive string of the riders coming through this corkscrew. It doesn't matter, in my opinion, if you're in the front or the rear. You're always going to pump out a ton of watts coming out of this corner. But it was a good time. Without further ado, guys, we will jump ahead in the action. Okay, we're about 9 minutes in, and it has been full tilt from the gun, and we're starting to see some gaps opening up here. And again, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good for this, even though I know I probably won't be in too much contention for the win. But you can see in front of these super riders right here are kind of letting little gaps open up, and they may not be tired just yet, but anytime I see that and I'm close to the back, I know I need to get in front of some riders and give myself a cushion so I'm not chasing and getting blown off the back. I want to make sure I'm in the draft as much as possible. As far as the wind conditions today, we had a really good weekend. There wasn't much going on, so it wasn't too big of a factor like getting guttered or getting pushed to one side of the course or the other. Feel free to follow along, guys, on our Instagram, newtypecycling.com. We post all of our race results, some funny videos of what we're doing here locally in Charlotte, and then some other races that we'll be doing around the Carolinas. But a lot of riders here today. There wasn't one like big major team. Everyone, I would say the EF On2 junior team was the Devo team was probably the biggest, but there was sprinkles of like teams of 3, teams of 5, stuff like that. And so it made it really fun to do some team tactics and to see who could get away. Pushing ahead just a few minutes later, 13 minutes in, and let me tell you, it has not let up. I'm taking it easy. My heart rate's creeping up a little bit. I'm in the 180s now. I'm trying to make sure I'm smooth. I'm pedaling through corners when I feel comfortable. But if you check the rear cam, dude, guys are dropping like flies. I haven't really moved up since we skipped ahead. Just guys have been obliterated. There's shrapnel everywhere in the course, and it's in the form of riders getting dropped. It is you really have to pay attention and ride really smart, or your day is going to be done early. And it's just one of those things where the race is so fast and guys want to eliminate as many people as possible, and I sense that. And so what I start doing, I start moving up a little bit and trying to gain a couple spots where I can.
Relax, Dustin. Relax.
Talking to my buddy Dustin right here on the left with Gigawatt, letting him know, hey, we're on the tail end of the field. Like, you know, I'm just doing him a favor because he's focusing on the front end of the race. I don't want him to, you know, break concentration and then all of a sudden get dropped. So what does he do? He senses that. He's doing just what I'm thinking about doing, moving up.
Relax, Andrew. Relax.
Luckily, anytime we hit this hill right here, the group kind of fans out, and you can really, like, if you're smart, you can move up positions and gain some spots and give yourself a cushion so you're not the last rider and you're not having to eat a lot of wind. But everyone rode great today. It was a super good time. Last year during this race, there was like a ton of like chirping and people yelling at each other like all throughout the race. But this time there wasn't much of that. It was a good time. Everyone's done a great job during this series. Pushing ahead, we're now 20 minutes in, and I'm gonna reiterate again, it has not let up. People have been standing on the throttle for 20 minutes now, and the field has just been obliterated. We started with 70-ish riders, I believe, and that's been pretty consistent throughout the entire 6-race series, or 8-race series, I forget. And now we've got an attack trying to go off the front right here. It has been like, there's been 3 attacks in a row on each progressing lap, and now we're on the 3rd one, where you can see finally, guys, after 3 consecutive attacks, finally we're getting a couple guys that are getting out there. You can see them way on the right hand of the screen right there. Set of 2, set of 3, and the field's finally starting to wear down. I'm moving up. You know, I want to be a part of the show. Not necessarily, I'm unsure if I'll be able to contribute or contend, but I definitely want to give myself a chance to be in the show. And riders start, you know, leapfrogging up to these riders and to this group. And so I'm just waiting for somebody to put down the power, and I want to be stuck on their wheel. Here goes a super rider. Here goes the rider in the red. And they hesitate just a little bit, the DDP riders, and I pop one off. What I want to do is I want to snap the rubber band behind me and not bring anybody with me, or at least make them work to catch up to me. So I do a good job of getting on a wheel, but the course, this section of course is so fast because it's actually slightly downhill. Take this corner, one of the faster corners of the race for me. Young EF Jr. just obliterated it. He took it way better than I did. Comes underneath me. I have to punch out 900 watts to keep it going. Skipping ahead, guys. We had been reabsorbed on the hill right there. It's just so hard to attack and get away because you have such a big downhill and then a big uphill that we're on right now. Well, when this happens, we have another surge, another attack. People are super hungry to get away. And it's like another little 10 to 15 set of riders that are wanting to go. If you look ahead in front of my buddy right here, Gino, there's a guy in the red. He has a teammate up the road, and that's a pretty big cluster of riders, and he kind of just sets up. And I yell at Gino, let him know, and I'm like, oh, forget this. I'm going around this Masters rider, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to let that group get away. There's too many riders. So I wasn't really sure what the tactics were on that. It just seemed like too big of a group to let go away. So I do a little bit of effort, take a fast corner, get on a wheel. But you can see in the rear cam, nothing's really happening. We're all just kind of stitching it up and keeping the race together. But it's been fast. My heart rate's getting up there. It's been super fast. It was a really fun race. But nothing comes of this one, and that's kind of how the tale of the story for this entire race is. Like, guys wanted to go, and nothing really got away. I really think it's just because of the profile of the course. A half a lap later, guys, we all get reabsorbed, and the peloton kind of resets. Pushing ahead, we're roughly 30 minutes into this 1 hour crit. I've been kind of just like recovering from those 2-3 lap efforts right there we just had. And check out this rider on my left right here in the dark, and the orange comes from the left to the right. I had to cut the audio because a lot of the riders were yelling at him. I wasn't really sure what was going on there. I ended up realizing later this was my buddy Josh Moore. He was wearing a new kit for his Masters Riders team. I kind of give him crap on that. He's not a Masters rider yet, but next year I believe he will be. And if you're a Masters racer, be on the lookout. You're going to get hurt by Josh Moore. But as this happens, look up in the right-hand screen, just under the track map. You see a small cluster of riders. There's a 4-rider break trying to get away. And this is just another one of those tacks where you really got to be looking ahead if you're deeper in the field like I am, trying to stay safe, but you really want to keep your head up and look through these corners to see if there's any flyers going or anybody trying to put on an attack. All right, we're 45 minutes in now. That 4-rider break had been reabsorbed, and now another little blip of about 6 to 7 riders is trying to go right now as well. You can see how fast the pace is because we're all single file. And since it's all slightly downhill, like, I'm not doing too many watts. There you can see the riders in the right-hand corner just go. Try and take a good corner right here. Creep up as much as I can. But definitely don't want to overcook a corner. That's the last thing you want to do is, make it this far in a race and then you do something dumb by, going too deep in a corner. We might as well just save that for the last lap or something. But this is probably, I was super worried. Like, you could just see how strung out it is right here. Like, we're just hauling butt 40 miles an hour down this hill on the flat section. We're about to ramp up into the kicker, starting the long uphill. And I was sitting there thinking, like, I'm way out of position in the back. I am kind of content. Like, if something goes, I understand. Like, I'm definitely in this field to learn, to get stronger, and hopefully, like, take this fitness into some Cat 3 races or Cat 3-4 races in the next coming weeks. But you can just see, like, everyone's standing up now, putting big watts down to carry ourselves up this hill. The riders in the front, they don't want that 6-man break to go anywhere. And guess what? They stitch it up. I guess I can't reiterate enough. It's just so hard to get away here for some reason going this direction. But let me know what you guys think in the comments if you've done a course like this, or if you guys are racing today, kind of what you felt or what you guys were thinking whenever you guys see a break go up. All right, pushing ahead. We are a lap and a half to the finish. There you see Bryce. Look at him. He's on our teammate's bike. Got a new bike, looking sick. I couldn't believe he rode this thing for a whole hour at as hard as we had to ride. It's definitely too small for him. He had to crank up the saddle. But hey, he got out there and didn't waste his money and didn't have to sit on the sideline. So since this track is so wide and the hill is so steep coming down and then now coming back up, you could literally, if you wanted to, you could be in the back, because of how many riders have been eliminated or just dropped, you could be in the back of the group and go all the way to the front if you wanted to. You could either take a left gutter right here, maybe even take the grass a little bit and carry your momentum around a bunch of riders. Again, we're coming into one to go when we hit the line, and I didn't want to. I just kind of like playing it smart, watching wheels, kind of going with the flow of the race right here. But you can see people are hungry. 600, 400 watts up this hill. People are surging. Riders are trying to get in position. It's starting to single file up in the front, and guys are going for it. I'm right behind my buddy Andrew, right here in the orange shoes and the hot fly kit. He's a good wheel to be on, super strong rider. And we're all just trying to fight and jockey for position right here, coming into the bell lap. Other than doing that one little cover move in the middle of the ride, I was really kind of just like holding out and saving myself for just a little bit of a sprint to see what I had, and because I knew I could go pretty deep, and whatever would happen, I was pretty content with. But we're cooking right here. You can see in the rear cam, like, there's not many guys behind me, but I'm hoping for something like this. I'm hoping for a little bit of a slow up. Everyone goes like 5 and 6 wide. It clusters back up together because no one wants to be on the front, just because like you have to put so many watts down on this course profile to maintain speed and not have anybody come around you. This definitely isn't a crit course. It's more like a circuit, just because of how much elevation you gain.
Put it down, put it down.
Talking to Bryce right there, telling him, hey, we got to go, put it down. Freaking 900 watts out of the corner. Want to stay on Bryce's wheel. And we carry so much speed on this downhill. It's still early. I'm trying to be patient. We're being patient. There's still a lot of course left, a lot of race left, even though we're on the last lap here. It's just about being smart and, staying out of trouble, but also, being aggressive and trying to get a good finish position. So it's going to start congesting right here because we all slow up, and Bryce is going to take a good ride in the grass. There he goes. Little congestion, but not bad. And boom, tempo starts going up the uphill, and I'm feeling good. I see a gap. I tell Bryce, appreciate the help, and I just start navigating traffic. People are dropping off from doing their lead out, so I'm navigating as best I can. Pass about 6 riders right there. More guys are dropping off from leading out. It gets pushed wide right here. I follow this UNC rider pretty close to the front. I can see the front, but I'm getting pushed wide. We're hauling butt. I'm trying to get this UNC rider to go because he's in my way, and see if I can get a couple more spots. And boom, there you have it. Finished mid-pack. I think I finished 19th or 20th overall, and 4th in Cat 3. So there wasn't too many guys in front of me, but man, great finish. Super fun. Other than that, guys, that's it for this one. We'll catch you on the next one.